It's a rainy day out there. No deck sitting for me. Drip, drip, drip. Oh, my water's ready. My second cup of coffee is coming soon. Morning. It is Saturday, March 29th, and it is a rainy day. And I'm in a slightly different position so you can see my hand lotion really, really well. But Dennis has taken the lid off of his seedlings, so I can no longer use that as my, excuse me, I got the hiccups, as my stand. So I'm using a tub of something. I have a tub here. I think it's tallow. We deep fry things in our house. One of the things you get to do when you're on keto. Except, of course, you can't bread them. But you can fry them. I'm Barbara. And here we are. You know, start to have some decisions to make. What are you going to do? I got a message from my house cleaning service. I get my house cleaned once a month, typically. That means I don't have to wash my bathroom floors. They wash them for me. They only get washed once a month. But I don't like to do that. Asking me if I want to schedule for next week. And so now we're in a dilemma because she is a very small business. Her business is called 3 Amish ladies and an English woman. It's the English woman who does all the phone work and everything else. And I've actually never had an Amish woman clean my house. She has. English. The Amish consider anyone who's not Amish to be English. So that's why she's an English woman. I have no idea if she's actually English. But the Amish consider, you know, it's the Amish and the English. Everyone else is the English. So now what do we do? I think we're not going to have them come. I'm going to call her. And I think we're just going to pay them anyway because she's a small business and these women who clean my house, they're on the edge, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, I know they are, some of them, because, you know, we've talked about it, you know. One young woman, Maria, came in. She's like driving her mother's car because her car's dead and, you know, she needs, anyway. So I think we'll do that. I'll give Lori a call and tell her our plan. And, you know, when things get back to normal, if they have a little extra time, they can deep clean a room or something and not charge me for it. Something like that. Or not, you know. I mean, this is just, you know, she's a small business. And I don't know her situation, but I'm quite sure those women who clean my house need that job. So, but I don't think I want them to come because it's not safe for them to go from house to house. And we're being so careful. I just don't, you know, we would have to like Clorox the whole house after they left. So I guess I'll have to clean my own bathroom floor. I've done that in the past and I can do it again. Really, I can do that. And that's exercise. So that wouldn't be bad for me. So anyway, these kinds of things, dilemmas come up all the time, you know. I guess, I don't know. So anyway, I read this morning that the WHO is recommending that people only look at the news once or twice a day for their mental health. So it's not just me. And I know it, some of you have been telling me that you're in the same boat as me. But the WHO recommendations are, don't watch too much news. It's not good for your mental health. But you know what? I think that's probably true anytime, even if there wasn't a pandemic. The news, there are people who stop watching the news, even under normal circumstances, are happier. But I also believe in an informed citizenry, so it's hard to know. But you have to work really hard to get the truth these days. And we're finding out, you know. Anyway, I ended up having an okay day yesterday. Dennis and I had our dinner out on the deck, and that was nice. No deck dinner for us tonight, and Dennis has been doing all kinds of cooking. He, you know, cooking is his hobby, one of his hobbies. And so he's been very interested in making sausages and charcuterie and stuff. So I think we have a lot of things in our future. But he recently made his first batch of sausage, which was really good. It was a little too garlicky, so he's going to change the recipe. See, I can't stop touching. I just washed my hands. Stop touching my face. So next time he makes it, he won't make it so garlicky. But so last night he made Scotch eggs. And that was fun. He's been fascinated with Scotch eggs and loves them for a long time. And he tried to make them apparently one other time and it didn't work very well. So he tried again and they turned out really good. And a Scotch egg is like a hard-boiled egg inside, wrapped in sausage and then coated in like panko or something and deep fried so that you're cooking the sausage. So, and apparently when you cut it open, the yolk of the egg is supposed to be still a little runny. Now his was not runny, so he thinks he shouldn't cook the eggs quite so long next time. And we can't have panko, regular panko or breadcrumbs or anything. And so we have what's called pork panko, which is ground up pork rinds. And it works just like panko for deep frying. So we've been doing that. So anyway, he got the fryer out and made some Scotch eggs. And some deep fried smoked chicken thighs. So he had already smoked the chicken thighs. And that was an appetizer I had discovered at my, when I visited my parents one time at a local restaurant. So that was fun. So anyway, Dennis's Scotch eggs were a big success. Now, I'm not as enamored of Scotch eggs as he is, but they are really full of protein, very good for you. So if you put them in pork panko. So that's what we had last night. But Dennis has been doing some experimenting with cooking and stuff. And he also has been doing desserts like he made for his mother out of chocolate. He's always been doing things with chocolate, especially since we are doing keto, because he can make ganache balls, like little chocolate candies that are delicious and very low carb. And unsweetened chocolate is on our program. He gets it in 5-kilo blocks, which are huge. He just got an order of 10 kilos of chocolate. So we will be having chocolate but he's also been experimenting with white chocolate. So he got some cocoa butter and he had tried a while ago, he had tried to make white chocolate and it just didn't work. But he's figured something out, and he's got it now, so he's going to be making me white chocolate, which is my favorite. So that's fun. But that keeps him busy, and he's thinking about making salamis and that kind of charcuterie that will keep hanging in the basement. He wants our basement hanging, you know, with meats hanging all over the rafters, so that'll be fun. Assuming he can get the meat. But there doesn't seem to be any shortage of pork. Apparently, someone told me that when they went to the store and things were a little picked over, this was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, she said, but there's a lot of pork. I guess pork's not the favorite. So anyway. So I started my sweater. The ochre cardigan by Amba O'Brien. I started that last night, so that's good. So I have something going on the needles. I'm going to work on my Behold. Dennis said something yesterday about getting in the workshop and doing something. I said, I need a I need a picture frame for my Behold. So we'll see how that goes. And we're just puttering around here and trying to figure out what to do about the cleaners. I don't think I want them to come. You know? Doesn't make any sense to go through everything we go through, our whole procedure, and then have somebody come in and touch everything. So we're not going to do that. We'll do something else and try to support our ladies as best we can. Because, you know, you got to do what you can do. Got to do what you can do, but also stay safe. So I don't really have much else to talk about. I am feeling better. I do need to check the news once or twice a day to see what's been going on, even though I did see on my front page of my Firefox that the WHO has said, watch your mental health. So everybody needs to be careful of their mental health. We're gonna go a little crazy here because Maisie doesn't mind being out in the rain, so she's, you know, comes in soaking wet and muddy feet. Although Pearl's, interestingly, Pearl's the one who gets the muddiest. I think she's, you know, Maisie just goes and lays on the grass, and so she gets wet, but not quite so muddy. But Pearl runs around, and she's always kicking up mud under her belly and everything. So she's the one who's really muddier than Maze, which is surprising because, you know, in a typical day, Maze is the one who comes in looking like she's rolled in the leaves, and, you know, we call her the Swiffer. She's always covered in something. But in the rain, no. But she's a water dog. She'll take the rain every time. Pearl does not. Pearl does not. If you have it pouring down rain, good luck trying to get her to go out and pee. Luckily, she has an iron constitution. My glasses are tilted. Anyway, so nothing really to talk about today. Of course, I think that's the way it's going to be. These might be the most boring conversations ever once things get going. But I did start reading. I started reading Miranda's book for my book club with my sister. It is not a book that you can skim at all. So I was reading every word. It's written in a very interesting style. Interesting, not sure I like or not, you know. I read it for about a half an hour, 40 minutes last night, and then I switched to a different book. Not my typical way of reading. So I might give her a call today. It's a rainy day. Let's talk to her. I haven't talked to her in a couple of days and get her take on the book. But I've read like 50 pages. It's only about 250 pages, so I'm about a fifth of the way through the book. But I'm not inspired to keep reading it, so I'm going to talk to her about it and see if she thinks it's I should keep going or not, depending on, you know. So, but I did read. I got to check that off, and I have been in touch with people I haven't talked to in a long time. I have a friend who lives in Queens, and he, you know, couple, and he's a nurse. So I'm worried about him. He doesn't work in that hospital they've been showing on TV, but I'm sure his hospital is no better. So that's worrying. But they, you know, are in an apartment in Queens with their 2 daughters, and I haven't talked to her in a long time. So it was nice just to touch base with her and let her know I was thinking about her. And another friend who I worked with reached out last night, and that's nice. And of course I called my mother-in-law. So today's the day to call my dad and keep working on my getting in touch with people. Texting and whatever. So I will be doing that. you guys need, you know, to make sure you're reaching out so you're not feeling quite so lonely, but, you know, I get it. We're in this for the long haul, so we have to figure out our routine, such as it is. I did not exactly exercise, but I did not hesitate to go up and down the steps. I often like put things off or whatever. No, every time I thought, oh, I need that, up the steps I went. So I did the steps more than I usually do. So that's good. But I'm going to have to be more vigilant today, because yesterday we took a nice long walk with the dogs, longer than our typical walk. And so I got some exercise yesterday, but we're not taking any long walk today. If we take a walk, which we might, it'll be very short. So I need to be more vigilant about that. And my list has not helped me remember my vitamins very well, unfortunately. Well, my list isn't open and like always I'm not looking at it, you know. I need to put a reminder on my phone because I can't take my vitamins too late or it keeps me awake. But I have slept. I slept okay last night. I slept okay the night before. 2 nights in a row I slept okay. So that's really nice. Really nice, because I've been alternating between a good night's sleep and then the next night not a wink. And then the, you know, so 2 nights in a row. So that's good. Maybe because I wasn't agitated by the news before I went to bed last night. So I need to take care of my sleep health too. And maybe that's a good way to do it. So I hope all is well with you and you're staying safe and staying sane and doing the crafting that makes you happy, because do those projects that will make you happy, not just the ones you feel like you should do. If you need a new cast on, cast on. That's what I say. Even if, you know, it's like my mother, how many sweaters do you need? I am beginning to wonder, because I've made a lot of sweaters this year. I've made 4 sweaters this year already, and I've just started my 5th. And I already had sweaters. Oh, I'm wearing my I think it's called Not Quite Enough, that I made with Chili Knits yarn, held double, and then I faded it down into this Knit Picks yarn. I had a different sweater on. I put my Karina sweater on, my first one I made, that's soft and yummy, but it wasn't warm enough because it's cool and damp, and so I had to change into something a little more substantial. So anyway, I'm decided I apparently need to knit sweaters, and I'm just going to keep doing that. In fact, I just ordered a sweater's quantity of yarn from a small business. And I think I'm going to knit the Rocaine sweater, I think it's called. It was in Pom Pom. With that, it's a DK weight. And so I'm going to do that after my ochre, when my yarn comes. And we shall see. So do what makes you happy. And stay safe and stay sane. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.